where we uncover the hidden stories and secret values behind the coins sitting right in your pocket change. Today, we're diving deep into a very interesting coin, the 1974 United States Liberty Quarter Dollar. At first glance, it may just look like another ordinary coin, but wait until you hear the history, the design, the rare errors, and the surprising value these coins can carry in today's collector's market. Some of them are worth way more than you think. Let's rewind the clock to 1974. America was going through an era of great change. The Vietnam War had just come to an end, Watergate was in the headlines, and inflation was starting to rise. Now, when it comes to coins, 1974 sits right in the middle of what we call the clad coinage era. Before 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver. But because the value of silver was skyrocketing, the U.S. Mint decided to switch to a new composition. So, by the time the 1974 quarter was minted, the coin was made of a copper-nickel clad composition, an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. The total weight is 5.67 grams, with a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and a reeded edge that collectors love. Millions of these coins rolled out of the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints in 1974. The Philadelphia Mint made quarters without a mint mark, Denver coins carry the letter D, and the San Francisco Mint produced special S-mint-proof coins for collectors. Now let's talk about the design. On the obverse, or the front side of the coin, we see the familiar portrait of George Washington, America's first president. This design was created by John Flanagan back in 1932, and it has been one of the longest-running coin portraits in U.S. history. You'll notice the inscriptions, the word Liberty across the top, the phrase "I in God we trust" on the left, and the year 1974 at the bottom. On the reverse, or the back, we have the majestic American bald eagle, wings spread wide, holding arrows to symbolize strength and readiness for defense. Above the eagle is the phrase United States of America, and just below that is the traditional motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. And of course, at the bottom, the denomination reads quarter dollar. This design remained unchanged until the state quarters program began in 1999, which makes the 1974 quarter part of the classic Washington quarter series that ran from 1932 all the way to 1998. Now you might be wondering, just how many of these quarters were struck? Well, quite a lot. Philadelphia over 801 million coins, Denver over 353 million coins, San Francisco around 2.6 million proof coins. With such high mintage numbers, the 1974 quarter is considered a common coin. But don't be fooled, there are certain conditions and error varieties that can make these quarters extremely valuable today. So, what's the value of a 1974 quarter in circulation? Most circulated examples are worth only their face value of 25 cents. But if you find one in excellent condition, with sharp details and little to no wear, the value jumps. A typical uncirculated 1974 quarter can sell for $2 to $5. A mint state gem example can be worth $10 to $20. High-grade coins in MS-67 condition are much rarer, with auction prices reaching $400 to $600. And the real treasures? Special errors and proof coins. A deep cameo proof quarter from 1974, graded PR 69 DCM, has sold for over $1,000 at auction. So yes, while most 1974 quarters won't make you rich, the right one absolutely can. Collectors love errors, and the 1974 quarter does not disappoint. Some rare mistakes at the mint can make these coins worth big money. Here are a few to keep an eye on. Off-center strikes. If part of the design is missing because the coin was struck off-center, values can range from $50 to several $100s, depending on how dramatic the error is. Doubled die obverse. Some 1974 quarters show doubling in the lettering, especially around Liberty and the date. These can bring $100 to $500 or more. Clipped planchets. If the coin was struck on a planchet that wasn't perfectly round, collectors will pay $30 to $200 depending on the size of the clip. Struck on wrong planchet, the holy grail of errors. If a 1974 quarter was mistakenly struck on a dime or nickel planchet, Those coins can sell for thousands of dollars at auction.so before you spend that quarter. Check it carefully, it could be worth a lot more than 25 cents. What makes the 1974 quarter so fascinating is that it bridges two important eras of U.S. coinage. On one hand, it's still part of the traditional Washington quarter series, carrying John Flanagan classic design. On the other hand, it stands just a few years before the massive transformation of the U.S. quarter with the 50-state quarters program. That means collectors see the 1974 coin as a snapshot of American history reflecting the economic struggles, the political scandals, and the evolving culture of the 1970s. It may be common, but it's iconic. So there you have the full story of the 1974 Liberty $quarter coin. While most examples are worth face value, uncirculated and era coins can fetch hundreds, and in rare cases, even thousands of dollars. If you've got a 1974 quarter in your pocket, don't just spend it, inspect it closely, because you might be holding a little piece of history worth big money. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of coins, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to Golden Era Coins, and ring the bell so you never miss a new video. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your pocket change always bring you treasure. Would you like me to also create a shorter YouTube description and tags for this video so it's SEO optimized and helps your channel rank higher? Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating history, value, and secrets behind one of the most mysterious coins still floating around in circulation, the 1982 Liberty $quarter coin. Believe it or not, this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth much more than its face value. So stay with me until the end, because you don't want to miss the hidden details that could make this quarter worth real money. The 1982 quarter is part of the Washington quarter series, first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design, created by John Flanagan, features the left-facing portrait of Washington on the obverse side, with the word Liberty at the top, the national motto "In God We Trust" to the left, and the minting year 1982 at the bottom. Now, let's talk about why 1982 was such a special year in U.S. coinage history. Starting in 1965, the U.S. Mint had already removed silver from quarters and shifted to a copper-nickel clad composition. But in 1982, something unusual happened. The Mint decided not to produce official mint sets for collectors. This meant that the only way to obtain high-quality 1982 quarters was through circulation, making them harder to find in pristine condition today. The D Mint mark on the 1982 D quarter shows it was struck at the Denver Mint. Millions were produced, but most were used heavily in everyday transactions. Over the years, natural wear and tear has reduced the number of well-preserved coins, creating scarcity in higher grades. The 1982 D Liberty quarter might look common, but it has several factors that make it valuable to collectors today. First, because no official mint sets were produced, collectors struggled to find gem-quality versions of this coin. Most surviving examples are worn, circulated, and scratched. Second, this coin is known for having multiple error varieties including off-center strikes, die cracks, and even doubled dies. Some rare transitional errors from the early 1980s also make certain coins worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Third, the condition or grade plays a massive role in determining the value. A circulated 1982 D quarter might only be worth 25 cents to a couple of dollars. But an uncirculated example, graded by PCGS or NGC, can reach values in the hundreds. So, how much is the 1982 D Liberty quarter actually worth today? Let's break it down. Circulated condition usually between 25 cents and $1. Uncirculated condition anywhere from $5 to $25. High mint state. These coins can easily fetch between $100 and $300 at auctions. Rare error coins, depending on the variety. Some era 1982 D quarters have sold for as much as $500 to over $1,000. Imagine finding one of these in your spare change, a simple quarter turning into a mini fortune. If you want to hunt for valuable 1982 D quarters, here are a few quick tips. Check the date and mint mark carefully. Make sure you're looking at the 1982 D quarter, not just a common year. Examine the condition. The less wear, the higher the value. If you see sharp details and little circulation damage, set it aside. Look for errors. Use a magnifying glass to inspect lettering, the mint mark, and Washington's profile. Any doubling, cracks, or off-center designs could mean serious value. Get professional grading. If you think you've found a gem quality or error coin, sending it to PCGS or NGC for grading could multiply its value. Remember, these coins are still out there in circulation, and you might just come across one in your pocket change, in a coin roll from the bank, or even in an old collection. The 1982 D Liberty $quarter is more than just a piece of change. It's a historical artifact, a collector's treasure, and in some cases, a valuable investment hiding in plain sight. Whether you're a beginner coin collector or a seasoned numismatist, this coin is a perfect reminder that treasures still exist in our everyday money. So, next time you get a handful of quarters, don't just spend them without looking. Who knows, you could be holding a coin worth hundreds of dollars. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare US coins worth big money, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Golden Era Coins, and ring the bell so you never miss our latest uploads. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare quarter in circulation. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting! Would you like me to also add a list of rare 1982 D quarter error types with examples so you can include them in the middle of your video to make it even longer and more engaging?